It's Monday, April the 3rd, and this is your Barbados Today Evening Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. It's just 48 hours before members of the National Union of Public Workers elect a new executive, and charges and counter-charges continue to make the rounds. One contender suggests that a number of false claims have been made. In fact, so-called false claims are at the center of a war of words between the Connie McDowell-led executive and the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. The QH board is taking issue with the executive claim in an ad that orderlies were allowed to work as emergency medical technicians because of the union's intervention. The hospital insists this is untrue and has asked the union to retract its statement within 7 days. Now today, Greenidge, who is going up against Connie McDowell for the presidency, told reporters at a news conference today that he's not surprised.
Only at conference last week, claims of achievement have been corrected by members. Claims that BIDC workers had been reinstated and that the status of tutors at the Barbados Community College had been completed. In both cases, the members denied the report by the executive.
That McDowell has described the QH's letter as political interference, but Greenidge dismissed the concern.
From the other side, not on this side. All citizens have a right under the Constitution, a right of association. We have come together, and I personally don't know of any person's political affiliation.
In response, McDowell told Barbados Today that Greenidge's attempt to smear his character reeked of desperation.
I think it was a mistake written somewhere that we discussed at annual conference, and that we said it was all agreed at annual conference that it was a mistake that was written in some document and it would be corrected. But to say that Connie McDowell, said something, I don't know what he's talking about. I never said anything. The BIDC matter is still before the court. I attend all of the court functions, as a matter of fact. Anytime the matter is being heard, I make sure that I am there to see what is going on. And I know full well that the BIDC matter has not been resolved yet. Actually, we were supposed to receive a judgment, as the lawyer was saying to me. We were supposed to receive a judgment, but somehow that was postponed by the judge again. So I know for well that the matter is not resolved, and I don't know what, honestly, Carvel, I don't think that I should have to be defending these things. It seems to me like my challenger is trying to pick at things to sort of convince people that I don't know, speaking on truth.
The cost of treating non-communicable diseases in Barbados is crippling the government. So warned Health Minister John Boyce as he addressed a consultation for a national strategic plan for health this morning. According to Boyce, records show that the combined treatment of hypertension and diabetes account for 58% of expenditure by the Barbados Drug Service last year.
This is an indication that the majority of the drug service expenditure is spent on drug therapies associated with the management of non-communicable diseases. In a report on the investment case for NCD prevention and control in Barbados, commissioned by the United Nations Development Program and the World Health Organization, it was estimated that while Barbados $64 million was spent on the treatment of cardiovascular disease and diabetes, it was indicated that our economy may be losing as much as 145 million Barbados dollars annually due to missed work days, low productivity, and reduced workforce participation. In other words, the direct and indirect economic cost of cardiovascular disease and diabetes was over 209 million Barbados dollars annually, or about 2% of our gross domestic product. So we have a challenge.
Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, is still not satisfied that enough is being done to punish crop thieves. He was speaking at a branch meeting at his constituency office in St. Michael West Central. He lamented that even in cases when the perpetrators were caught red-handed, justice was not swift and sure.
Even in relation to theft of produce, I can tell you that I know of cases which have been presented in law courts where people are caught on camera stealing. They can be identified as the persons who were stealing. And somehow, the law has come up with something that says you cannot use that in court. You know, but you see, we live in a society, right, in which maybe we have allowed the nuances of the law, right, to override the necessity, right, of justice being at least done. And that's the point, okay? We cannot have, and I understand the point that you need to also make sure that, you know, that the person who is charged, they have rights and things like that. But where there's a blatant case, okay, of who the offender is, the law seems to want to protect them.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who call and get your yams and potatoes? Wait, my girl, how you want to see for long?
I got how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper is selling. This month now I stop selling that. Look, one time I would have make a little dollar on the Sunday sun. But when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You gotta call that Sunset News. Cause at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados today online for free. I couldn't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, if pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
But that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
A pound.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news now, LIAT officials are set to meet with union representing its staff tomorrow in Barbados amid threats of industrial action. On Sunday, there were reports out of Antigua and Barbuda that services at the Veerbird International Airport had been affected. Management and the unions will be discussing a move by LIAT to implement a late payment schedule for its employees over the next 5 months. In a March 30th email to the airline's staff, Acting Chief Executive Officer Julie Reefer-Jones said that LIAT is going through a difficult financial situation and it has been forced to implement a schedule of delays for salaries for all employees over the next 5 months. She said the move was part of efforts to maintain the airline's operations. Further afield now, in Canada to be exact, an airline pilot who was so drunk that he appeared to pass out in the cockpit before takeoff was sentenced to 8 months in jail today. The Slovakian pilot pleaded guilty last month to not having care and control of an aircraft while he had a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit. The Slovakian pilot was escorted off a Sunwing Airlines plane in Calgary on December 31st before a flight scheduled to end in Cancun, Mexico. The court heard that when he got on the Sunwing Airlines plane in Calgary last December, he struggled to hang up his coat, slurred his words, and was staggering. The court also banned the pilot from flying for 1 year after his release. That's news. But for the very latest, now visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, or you can tune in to Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Be sure to join us at 7 a.m. tomorrow.